Hey internet, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a kind of a follow-up video to a video I said I would do when I did a stationery haul video. So if you guys, I think it was a stationery haul video where I featured this particular watercolor palette. This is Mungyo. It's a Korean brand. I had mentioned that if you guys were interested in me swatching this particular watercolor palette, just let me know and I would do that. And there was quite a few people who said they'd be interested, so I thought I would go ahead and swatch this particular palette for this video. So I actually haven't really unboxed anything since that day because I wanted it to be pristine for this video. You can see these are 48 colors altogether. They're still in their paper and plastic wrap, so I'm going to go ahead and take them all out, but I intentionally left them here because I wanted to create a swatch card. Some watercolor palettes will come with an empty swatch card for you to actually fill out. This particular brand didn't, so I had to make my own. I basically just took a piece of watercolor paper and ruled out all 48 boxes, and I made sure to include a little bit of space to write down the names. The only thing is, I just realized now that when I just don't know now if the names were worth it, because I'm gonna unwrap all of these and then all you'll see are the pans and you won't see the names anymore. But I've made sure to put it in the exact same order they are here, so hopefully that should make it easy to reference. But the really good thing about swatch cards is that often I find it really hard to tell what this color is going to look like on paper, and so having a swatch card kind of gives you a view on what sort of blue it is and if it's going to match the feel or the color theory or the color story that you're using in the painting. I did this beforehand. I don't think there's really much to it, that's why I didn't do it on camera, but yeah, you basically just cut a piece of paper out, rule it out, write the names, and that's pretty much it. I made sure that it was big enough that it would actually fit in the palette as well, so that it could all pack away nicely together. Okay, so first up I'm going to take all these out of their plastic wrapping and then we can get on to swatching. Okay, so I managed to get all the plastic off. I was actually planning to try and do it on camera, but it didn't quite work out. It was a lot harder to pull the pans out neatly and not just make a fuss and then basically cover it with my hand, like cover the camera with my hand. So I thought I'll just do it off camera, make it easy. But yeah, this is what it looks like with all the plastic off. I think because the plastic and the paper added more bulk, you can see that there's a bit of extra space on the sides now, so these will like kind of move around a little bit, but I don't think that's such a big deal. I kind of wish it was big enough, like enough space to put another pan in. That would be kind of cool, but it's definitely not big enough to do another pan. So let's start with some swatching. I'm just going to move this to the side. It's going to be interesting because I have a little pot of water just off to the side to help rinse the brush. But I do have like a small self-watering brush, which I love using, just so much easier to paint with. So I'm just trying to make sure this is clear. And then let's get on to some swatching. I've got a paper towel down here as well, just to clean the brush after every swatch. So I think what I'm going to do with this part is I'm just going to put some music over and then just get onto some swatching. all the colors. Hopefully you found this video interesting or useful. I try to make sure that I get like at the top left hand corner it's most pigmented, and then I try to sheer it out as it goes to the bottom, just so you can kind of get a view on how sheer it is and what it looks like when it's sheared out. So that's why I tried working on this one, Indigo, which I really love Indigo. You can see that the top 4 here are more like metallic shades. This is a white, so it didn't turn up very well, but the rest are all more like matte shades. And I think you get a really good color range here, like definitely a larger range than say my Winsor Newton palette, which I've had to customize to kind of get a bigger range. But from what I can tell on the swatching that I've done, these are really nice quality, very pigmented, easy to work with. I'm definitely going to keep this palette out on my desk a little longer so I can actually try it out in my bullet journal. That's pretty much where I do most of my watercoloring right now, just because the paper is so much thicker. I used to do a lot more in my Hobonichi. I still do dabble a little bit, so long as it's like how I would classify as dry watercoloring, but anything super saturated with lots of pigments and colors, I try to avoid doing it in my Hobonichi, just because the Tomoe ribbon paper crinkles a lot, and I like the crinkling if I want my book to be a watercolor book, but because I'm mostly just using my cousin for journaling, I don't really want it to crinkle too much. So anyways, I hope you guys found this video interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to you, internet.